Hello and welcome to Miniature Realms and welcome to Epic Battles ACW Vlog 13. So it's been a couple of weeks since I did a vlog. There's been some, other ACW Epic Battles content on the channel. Been focusing on doing the painting guides and doing the Wave 3 reviews and things. So I felt that was, especially the review, I felt it was quite heavy stuff, so to speak. And I finished the table video in the last vlog. So I was kind of left with me working away, painting all the plastic really, and I've been working quite hard to try and get some of it done. But what I have been doing is getting stuff half done in large bulks, so going back to my older style of doing large batches. But what that doesn't produce is finished stuff very, very quickly. I had a request, I think, on the artillery video for me to do a video with all of the stuff all laid out, and what I'm going to do is just still wait a few weeks before I do that, because it gives me a chance to finish off a few more regiments, and there won't be loads, because I've spent quite a lot of time dipping into individual releases and producing videos for them and doing the odd painting thing. What I really need to do almost is take a couple of weeks off thinking about producing videos for the Epic Battles ACW stuff, and spend that time that I would be editing and producing a video, just finishing off a few regiments and stuff. But there will I'm going to keep the content coming, because I have some of it pre-recorded, mostly in the guise of a couple more painting guides, which some of the stuff on the table here is to do with that. Anyway, so this is just a bit of a snapshot of what I've been up to since the last vlog. So since then I've received all the Wave 3 stuff. I've done the big review video, which you'll have seen, and I've started working on some painting tutorials. So the artillery you see here, the 3 stands of artillery that I painted at the same time that I did the tutorial, and then I've been working on painting tutorials for the Cavalry and the Iron Brigade, and these are the only 2 stands that are fully complete with basing and all, because I still need to sort of finish off recording the final tiny little bit of each of those regiments when I'm doing those painting guides, essentially. So there'll be 2 painting guides on the way soon, one for Cavalry in Confederate uniform to start with, and the Iron Brigade obviously in Iron Brigade Union uniform. So those videos will be coming up over the next few weeks, and they will probably be the next main content for Epic Battles on the channel. You'll have noticed there are other things. If you are a lover of only of Epic Battles for the stuff on my channel, and not the bolt action videos and not the up and coming War of the Roses bits and bobs, don't worry. This Epic Battle stuff isn't going away. It's still going to form the core of my channel for quite a long time to come. This is very much a 2021 project in terms of painting. It's going to take me a long time to finish it all. That's just me being realistic about working through the sheer number of regiments that I want to paint. But hopefully in a few months' time I'm going to have a significant amount done, and I'll start doing something that's, I'd like to do a couple of battle reports if possible, but they would be smaller scale, not your Antietam style. But we'll see where we go from there. But at the moment I am very much kind of trying to produce videos that are variety for you all, and that means doing painting vid tutorials really for each of these sort of individual new sculpts and new unit types that come out. You will notice in the background the trees. So before I packed away the table, I think when on that final video would have been the last vlog when I showed the table all set up for Antietam anyway, not for the other games I'm going to play. I did say that I had a few more trees on order, and these were part of Wave 3. Well, they were on order at the same time as Wave 3. I bought the £20 box set from Warlord Games, their Engage stuff that's advertised in the Epic Battles section on the website. I wanted to see what they were like. I won't say I'm unhappy with them. They got nice variety in terms of shape and sizes. The quality is probably not an awful lot better than the Chinese trees I have. And when you think I got 60, I think, for £20 versus £20 here for these, then the Chinese ones were better value. I'm sure I could have got these for cheaper, but I wanted to see what they were like. I wanted to see what they were offering, but they're absolutely fine as well. I don't feel I've overpaid either. I've got enough trees there for £20, a nice little sort of change in shape and colour, and they'll add some variety mixed in between all the others, so it doesn't look quite so uniform. And I feel like I've got a good core of trees now for any game I play in the kind of the 10-15 mil range, of which I'll be doing quite a few. They may be a bit short for some of the other games, but they'll be surprised if they fit quite well with certain other things as well. But anyway, that's why the trees are in shot. I'm not going to go on about them anymore, but they've arrived. I've got to add a bit of flock on them, but they're pretty much done. And that was the final bit of terrain purchasing for a while, probably for Epic Battles. So a quick rundown of the things I've got on the table. So I don't want to spend too long on the artillery. I've just done a painting tutorial video. These are the sort of the outcome of that. I think it's this one here that was in the painting video, but I worked on them all at the same time. You'll see, if you've seen them all together from a previous vlog when I talked about the simple conversions you can do by swapping the sides, doing head swaps and repositioning them. You can see you can get that nice bit of variety just from the plastic kit itself. But I can't remember which vlog that was. I will add a link in the show notes if you haven't seen that already. It's just very, very simple ways with it. We needed a file and a modelling knife, and you can just change the way they set up. Not my idea, it was something I saw in one of the groups. I probably won't be going back to artillery for a little while. There will be a Union painting tutorial coming up in a few months' time, no doubt, for completion. But anyone wanting to have a painting tutorial for the Union artillery at this stage, I'd recommend watching the Confederate one and also watching the Union infantry tutorial, because that will give you all of the techniques and colours that you need to in order to be able to reproduce them. I will very much be repeating myself in a different format when I do the Union for this, but it will happen at some point. Let's have a really quick closer look at them. So I don't want to dwell too long on them. As I said earlier, I think this is the one you've seen on the painting tutorial video, so if you have watched that, you'll have seen this very much close up and pictures etc already. But those of you who don't watch the painting tutorials but do like to keep on the vlog may not have seen this. Now, I realised I can do these fairly quickly, and that, I won't lie, there is a bit of temptation to kind of build the rest of the ones that I haven't already and just kind of go for it and do a big batch and get all of the artillery done. It definitely used to be the way I painted, but I'm not sure that that's a good idea. I'm already being left with primarily the plastic regiments, being left with the things I'm behind on, which is obviously the things I need to play the game more. I don't normally work like that. I usually really disciplined and get the chunk and get the core of the back-breaking stuff out of the way first, and then do the other bits. But because I've been doing stuff for the channel, wanting to do different painting tutorials and work on the interesting things, I have kind of gone the other way with this project, and it's the actual plastics that I really need to break the back of. And the final one, this is the one where I repositioned the kind of fire at the back. I kind of like that, but yeah, as I said, we'll need to focus on doing some of the infantry. I do need to paint some Union guns as well now, because we have a bit of an imbalance, and if I get to the stage where I've got enough troops painted soon for a smaller game, I don't want to be not able to play because I've not painted any of the Union artillery, so we will see about that. So let's swap sides now and look at the Iron Brigade. So these took a little bit longer than I would have hoped. I thought they might be quite simple, but the amount of kind of webbing, it just takes a while, and I've done a painting tutorial for this, or most of it. I do need to finish the final stage of basing. It's going to be a couple of weeks before that's out, no doubt, because of the editing, and I'm going away soon for another little family break. But I didn't enjoy painting. There's nothing to do with the miniatures, but it was to do with the colour. Navy blue and black, just colours that just, you probably wouldn't wear navy blue and black together. I'm not saying I'm super fashion conscious, I'm far from it, but you probably wouldn't wear navy blue and black. They tend to clash a little bit, and it's the same when you're painting. It wouldn't be colours that I would pick to go together at all. They don't show out very well, and you want to spend as little time as possible on these miniatures because they are so small and you've got so many of them to paint, and you just want to get them on the table, and that's hence the contrast method that I've been using. And I want to highlight after those stages as little as possible, but because the navy blue and black means that those colours just blend in together,
I was forced to kind of highlight more than I wanted to. So yes, I've highlighted the blue on the jackets using the same colours that I did in the infantry tutorial for the Union, but I've also done a slight bit of highlighting on the black, which I haven't done before. I've let the natural pre-shade from the contrast work to do that, but I've just done it here because it just needed to catch the light in a different way. They're okay. As I say, if you look really close, they, you can spot lots of things that are a bit messy, but for the mass effect they come out fine, and when you've got a few stands of them together, no doubt they'll look even better. So these are the flags for the 2nd Wisconsin on there. You get all the flags you need for each of them. I won't be, as I said on previous vlogs, I won't be buying any more. I have 1 box of them. I will make all 5 regiments out of that, because I'm using the different basing scale to Warlord, so that there will be more than enough stands there to represent the Iron Brigade in the games I want to play. I don't need 5 stands for each, or even, heaven forbid, 7 stands for each, though I will need to work out a couple of command stands based on that. So I'll be using the metal command strips and cutting up a little bit and mixing and matching. Just the odd man here or there to balance that out a little bit. And the final part of this this vlog update was I actually managed to start work on some of the cavalry. I thought it might be quick, but it's painting horses, isn't it? So they always take longer than you'd expect. So I wanted again to make use of the contrast method over the Zenithal Prime. For the most part it worked, but I did find I needed to do more highlights on the horses than I would have previously liked to. I don't know whether I want to adjust my process a little bit, so I go in and paint those in first, but they're fine. I think the bolder colours were needed for miniatures of this scale on the tabletop. If you don't have enough bold colours, you don't really see them popping out, which is what I really want on the table. And I kind of limited the amount of butternut and browns and things on the riders as well, because I don't want them blending in too much with the horses. So they're going to be a little bit less mismatched than some of the Confederate infantry, and the sculpt's quite nice. From I've obviously done a review on them already, but you really learn more when you start painting them. I did miss some flash on the inside arm of the officer's right arm. You can only see it if you pick it up and look at it really closely, so it's staying there. I do prefer the kind of the more open poses, like the guy on the end there. Easier to paint and easier to get the character from that face. The officer with his his face sort of hidden by the hat, he wasn't able to get anywhere near as much detail, which is something you normally want to on an officer model, just because of the way the sculpt is really, and it's very hard to get under there. I didn't paint them on the base, I painted them individually and glued them on, and the astute of you will have realised that there's 4 on there rather than 5 that you'll see in the pictures that Warlord put out. I'd be interested in your thoughts on this. I think I touched on it during the review. I'm sticking with 4 to a stand. A couple of reasons. One, financial. I'm making these sets go further. Hopefully I've got enough to not have to purchase anymore. I'm not going to have massive cavalry battles. It's not something that interests me anywhere as near as much as the infantry style of warfare as it is. Secondly, it's horses. I don't want to be painting more horses than I need to, so I want to make sure that the ones I've got produce as many regiments as possible. And the last thing is, I think they look too close together, to be honest with you. Now this is where someone with a little bit more expertise in the warfare may well come in and say no, they would have been really tightly ranked up. But when they're sort of charging around behind enemy lines, or get to a position where they can dismount and fire or something like that, I don't know, I just got the impression that they would be a little bit more loose order, and they definitely wouldn't be what is very closely almost ranked up horses. We're not talking about sort of Scots Greys ranked up before a charge at Waterloo. We are talking about what is essentially raiding and intelligence gathering and dismounted infantry at times. So I don't know, so I just felt that the 4 on a stand actually looks better. So it's a bit of a win-win. It's not just me saying that, so I can get around an argument of having less horses on the base. So I will obviously gain 1 figure back for each stand. You end up with plenty of extra stands for free. For every sprue you've got an extra 60 by 20mm base, so I'm going to have enough to deal with that without having to purchase any more or get any made. But I like the 4 on a stand. and I'm not quite sure yet whether I'm going to fully keep to the number of stands that they recommend either. I think I might do 2 and 3. I can't even remember what the official recommendation is now. I'm not going to grab the book now. But anyway, they painted up okay. Took a little bit longer than I wanted. These are part of an upcoming painting tutorial as well. I haven't done the Union versions yet. They will come. I think I seem to be painting more Confederate first, and I don't know why that is. I'm doing both factions. I don't both sides. I don't necessarily have a preference one over the other. I don't know if it's because I started with reading books with the Confederate army as the main protagonists. I don't know. If I could only pick one army, would I have Confederate over Union? Potentially. It might just be that I like the paint in the grey and the mismatch uniforms. I think it's a little bit more interesting, and I've never been a huge fan of painting blue, so it may be purely the aesthetic reasons. So there will be a painting tutorial again coming up in the next 2 to 4 weeks once I've had a chance to edit it, we just focuses on a couple of the miniatures, and then at that stage I'll be able to complete this first regiment for the Confederates. I will do the Union, I promise, at some point. I will do the Union ones as well. So thank you very much for watching another video. Hopefully that no one was worried that there wasn't what was originally weekly vlogs almost turned into a slowdown a little bit. Some of that, I won't lie, is because I am doing other projects at the same time, and I'm trying to do a balance of videos across all of my sort of historical gaming and fantasy with Middle Earth, but trying to do lots of things at the same time. I'm enjoying doing all of the projects. I'm not a hobby butterfly, so to speak, in the sense of I've not gone off this and now doing other things. I have added a couple of historical projects. I love history and I didn't want to wait doing them, so there's Wars of the Roses around, but I am doing smaller scale, so it should be easier to manage them all. But I will continue to do these vlogs. I will continue to forge ahead with this. Is still my biggest historical project to date and will be my main historical project this year, so do stick with the channel if you're only here for the ACW stuff. If you're here for all the rest, fantastic, more the merrier. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. Please do like, share and subscribe, and I'll catch you all soon.